Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are talking about the city creation. In this city creation, basically we are talking about lava holes. In this basically we are discussing about the buildings basically of the Mumbai city. So Mumbai is having the 88 floor building basically. You can see basically 88 floor building is there basically in Varli Naga basically. Residential area is that building. It's a residential area, 88 floor basically building. In 2018 basically this was created. 78 floor, 83 floor, 76 floor, 79 floor, lower parel basically. See basically. See the building floor basically. See basically. This is the 88 floor building basically. 78 floor, sorry. 79 floor basically. And this is basically 79 floor. This is 60 floor basically. See basically. And it's created in Tardev Road basically. Imperial Tower basically. Oberoi sites is basically 52 floor basically. See basically. It's all basically a tall building basically. So one of the person told that basically is it easy to create the tall and heavy buildings basically in the city basically. Then they told that basically that's connected with the lava industry basically. So one of the person told that Mumbai basically is having 80, 90, 100, 200, 300 floors building basically, right? That into the years basically. So they basically are creating the lava industry, or basically the lava basically data basically are dumped into the. So one of the person told that basically from where this lava flows basically, and it's recycling basically you can say. Then he told that yes basically. So how many holes basically are there? So one of the person told that there might be certain level of holes basically. Here basically we have taken that there are around 2 lakh holes basically. There are 2 lakh holes basically. And this one hole basically is related to the software industry basically. This hole basically is related to the software industry. So see basically. So one of the person told that basically. So here basically software industry also required the lava holes basically, because software industry also basically has created lots of buildings, lots of from software basically, from software industry, so from one of the software basically they created materials, and then basically they created the building construction cements basically are created from the softwares. Software means software directly basically from software you can't create the cements basically. For that lots of process basically are there. For that Microsoft group basically has used lots of things basically. So one of the person told that that building basically which is standing in 89 floor basically 89th floor sorry 80 90 floor building you can see that standing basically here. That is created from the Microsoft basically. Then it told that yes basically. So like this basically things basically are there. So like this more than 2 lakh lava holes basically are there in this world basically. More than 2 lakh lava holes basically are there in the world basically. So one of the person told that how many holes basically are in the India basically. Then he told that in India basically there might be 16, 17 holes basically might be. And one of the person told that in Himalaya basically there is any hole basically, or Mount Everest basically. And then he told that might be possible basically, but we can't say basically, because lava holes basically are recycled basically. Processing. In this basically you have to dump one, you have to create one hole basically. You can't stop the process basically, like the world basically has stopped basically. Not a single train basically was running basically in the world basically. That type of thing basically you can't do here basically. For that basically you have to do everything in runtime basically. That type of thing basically you can't do here basically. Otherwise everything basically will stop basically. That is the entire construction basically data will stop here. So one of the person told that when the whole world basically was in the standing mode basically, few plane basically was on the on board basically, that yes. So few people basically was verifying basically how many people know basically which plane is moving there. That verification they have done. Then basically it might be possible that basically some of the holes also might be created basically in this time period basically. Then it took that might be possible basically. That might be possible that basically that whole world basically might have created few holes also basically in the land basically. Or basically might be possible that software industries hole also basically might be created. That is software energies holes basically also might be created basically. Also basically might be created basically. So that is also basically possible basically. So one of the person told that yes basically it might be possible basically. It might be possible basically. So like this basically the Microsoft industries basically are there, who says that basically we are basically also into this one hole basically. We are also basically into this one hole basically. So like this basically things are basically there. So let's basically check the earthquake basically. Is there any big earthquake basically came? Turkey basically earthquake is always there. Japan is basically there. See basically. One of the person told that basically if anybody is basically accessing this site basically, is there any restriction basically? Then it is like basically if the group basically, that is the France group basically, if they can access basically anybody's house data basically, that is legal. This was actually a question basically asked by the one of the person basically. One of the person told that basically if you are accessing the France data basically, right? Is this legal basically? Then one of the person told that if France basically can access any, for example France is accessing my home data basically, that is legal basically. That basically was given the answer of one of the person basically. Then one of the person told that basically KI basically video basically you just now show, Mahindra video also you show. So is that group basically going to create problem basically to you? So no basically, why they can create the basically? They are basically not calling to us basically and asking basically you want this, you want that basically. So that was basically legal. That was legal basically. So if that is also, if that is not legal basically, then if that is not crime basically, then this is also not crime basically. This is also basically not crime basically. So one of the person told that basically. So in this earthquake basically, see basically the earthquake basically. In India basically how many earthquakes basically? Myanmar border basically. So see basically what is, where is Myanmar basically? Here is basically Myanmar border basically, right? Now basically where India basically earthquake. In India basically very less earthquake comes. Why? Because there is no lava holes basically here. That's why basically. And India comes mostly at the center of the point basically. And Indonesia is there, Japan is there basically. Chinese basically countries are there basically, lots of holes basically are there basically. That's why basically there basically the earthquake basically comes too much basically. In India basically there is no hole basically. In India land, near land basically, lots of people says that there is hole basically in Himalaya. So that basically big earthquake will come basically, then basically it might be clear basically that whether the hole is basically there not or not. So Microsoft blood cells basically we are talking about that, and in this basically we are talking about the one hole basically which is created for the software industry. That hole basically we are talking about basically. And what are the process basically, that also we have talked. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this.